Okay, we're back now. What I want to do, it never works for me the first time I hit it, select it. What I want to do is I want to remove the influence of these antlers off this bone. So the way to do that is if I select vertices here and come up here and select those, I can go into, let's see, it's down here. I can go into this tool right here and remove the weighting. Okay, now this is kind of a handy tool. It's kind of cool because all I have to do now is select the percentage of influence that I want on those bones. And in this case, since I have, and actually my bone has slipped here. Let me get back to it. Sorry for being so sloppy here. Left arm, there we go. And I have vertices selected. Now what I want to do is I want to go to this. Okay, so with the right bone selected, it's influencing this. I can select these vertices and then assign what the percentage of weight will be of effectiveness to these vertices. So I can select 75%, which would grow. I can 50%, which is minimal, or minimizing it. 25%, 0.1% minimal. And now I just want to go ahead and say 0. You've got no influence on that system whatsoever. But there seems to still be some kind of influence here. Not quite sure. I mean, once I hit the this 0, that should have completely killed it. Okay. So now, if I go to the head rig or the head bone here, and that's supposed to influence in totality that antler. Let me scoot this up here. There we go. Let me go back to, that is now, let's say 90%. Okay, there we go. So now what we're telling the, there we go. And I just added 100%. So by choosing 100% on the head bone, removed any influence that this right arm is. And so now that head controls these antlers in totality. Okay. So let me show you a couple other tools real fast that are available in this little box. Now look, the two bones that I'm concerned about are sitting right in here. So it's that left arm and then the head as well, okay, that are influencing these vertices. All right, so I'm going to go back to the arm, and I kind of want to show you that if I select maybe a couple of vertices here, I can select a, let's see, select a ring, no, a loop first. Select a loop, and then I can adjust those loops. If I select, say, a couple here, I can select a ring, and now that looks more like 2 loops, but anyway, I can grow the selection or I can shrink the selection. So these tools are really handy for you. Now, if you selected some vertices and you want a custom weight, you can go ahead and add these, add the different weights yourself. So if you don't like any of these buttons up here, any of the weights that these are influencing, you can go ahead and modify these. Okay. So basically, the rest of your body is brought into conformance with the vertices with the weight to the bones, are brought into conformance with either the envelope tool or with this tool. Now I'm going to show you one more tool, the weighting table. Now, the weighting table looks pretty daunting. I mean, it just goes for miles. And let's say I want to only work on these vertices right here. You can kind of filter out what you need by going up to the, let's see, number 6 of the options, and you want to just only show the affected bones. Okay, that's number 1. And you also want to go to selected vertices only. So that filters down a lot of, or eliminates a lot of the bones that you're not really concerned about right now. Okay, let's go look at those. You see, and notice the list got smaller and smaller. One of the other settings that you may want to include is show affected bones and show globals. And the show globals are, like, let's say I have these bones selected and they're only being affected by this arm here. Actually, those are being influenced a little bit by the left arm as well, and by these other bones here. So I can go like to the head here, and then enter 0. Select all these. Select all these. Yep. There we go. Enter 0, and all these change. Okay, so no longer do I have any effect from the head onto this arm. It's only... Okay, we're back now. What I want to do... it never works for me the first time I hit it, select it. What I want to do is I want to remove the influence. Okay, so now, let's say the left arm, we want, on these vertices, we want a 75%. No, wait, highest here is 90. So let's say I want a 90% effect, or say 100%, say 1. It changes all these to 100% effect. So the bone will affect these vertices by 100%. Nothing else will affect these bones. Or I'm sorry, these vertices. Okay, so that's basically the way you play the weight game, and you kind of have to do that for every bone on one side of Marty Moose here, or Marvin Moose. Then what you can do is select the vertices and you can mirror them, and I'll do that in another tutorial. Probably the next video after this one. Okay, I went away from the Marvin Moose project, and I went ahead and opened the, let's see, this is the Future Man with corrected weights -final max file. Okay, and here I'm going to demo how to mirror the weighted vertices that you may have went ahead and fixed, and mirror them to this boot over here. Now, when you want to do that is when you have excuse me, your whole model, and you went ahead and say you adjusted all the vertices or weighed all the vertices, say on the right hand side, and now you want to blop them over to the left hand side. This is the way you'll go about doing that. So what you want to do is you want to get to the skin modifier. Let's go to the envelope here, and let's go down, and we want to select the left foot knob there. Okay, and that's displaying how many vertices that particular bone is displaying. Okay, so then once we have that, we want to go over to, let's turn this off because I think it's kind of cluttering the screen here. Turn that little wrench off. I want to go to mirror mode. Okay, and notice that we have the blue to green here, blue on the left, green on the right. So what we want to do is we want to swoop all the vertices that are affected on the right hand side, and you want to mirror those, mirror the weighting onto the, mirror the weighting on the left to that on the right. So then we're in mirror mode here. We're just going to go up to paste blue to green verts. Okay, and hit that, and our vertices should all kind of be weighed the same. So if I was to go in here and it's kind of tough to get, I'll have to use this one. If we now go to the right foot down here somewhere, right foot, there it is. Okay, we should have the same weighted vertices and the same kind of let me take the vertices off, take mirror mode off, and yeah, we could see that the weighting is the same as the weighing on the other side. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to weigh everything on one side, as we've been doing with our editors here, our editing tools, these right here that we went through, and then once you have these set up, then you want to mirror them onto this side. That way you don't have to duplicate your effort. And you know, once you have it set once right on one side, then just mirror it to the other. Okay, so the next demo we're going to run into is skin wrap modifiers. Now let me just explain what skin wrap modifiers are. is that let's say you have a super dense poly mesh character, but going through and weighing that or controlling that might be problematic just because of the fact how dense it is. What you can do is include a low poly model underneath and have that low poly model control the higher density mesh. So that's all explained in page 1002, and I'm going to go ahead and demo it. We're going to go ahead and demo this on a simple squirt bottle, and that demo is on 1003. Alright, here's kind of a cool example. This is an example of the skin wrap modifiers. Remember I said you take a low poly mesh and attach it to a high poly, and you basically animate the low poly mesh and the high poly will follow. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. So let's go ahead. I went ahead and opened up the walking squirt bottle max file, and let me go ahead and play that and show you what it does. See, we just see the simple box model kind of animate, but the little squirt bottle stays behind. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and select, let's see, yeah, that's right. I think we want to select the high poly mesh, go down to the modifier stack here, and go to skin wrap. Oh, wrong place actually. Skin wrap. There we go. And then what we want to then do here is add the box. So what we want to do is select. Need to select the mesh. I want to add, and then I want to select the box there. The box should appear there. Okay. So now we went ahead and added the box as a controller object to the squeezable bottle there. So what I want to do is start at the beginning again and go ahead and animate that. And we see now that the box is now taking the high poly mesh with it. Now let's go back up again. And now what I want to do is select the box, right click, there we go. And I want to hide the selections. Whoops, wrong selection I wanted to hide. Okay, I selected the box, hide the selection, and it should, okay, there we go. The low poly box was hidden. So let's go ahead and run this animation again, and there you go. Okay, so basically that's the way that works, and it really is kind of a handy little tool to use. What you can do is you can bring in the low poly model as a proxy, animate it, do whatever you want to, then bring your high poly mesh in, attach it using the skin wrap, and then animate it. Okay, so that seems to be it for this section. Like I said, I'm going to be going back and doing and creating a few more videos for the animations that I'm skipping, but this at least will give you the basics to get up and running to work on your 20 to 30 second shot that we've been working on. Okay, see you later.